Hello, welcome back to Mindful Musings. I'm Dee Dee, your host. I'm an energy alchemist, sound bowl practitioner, and an intuitive. Well, cheers. Are you remembering to stay hydrated and stay grounded? Please remember, hydration, hydration, hydration. Blessing what you are drinking, infusing it with your love, peace, whatever you wish to infuse it with, whatever intention you wish. And remember to stay grounded. But anyway, wanted to check in because my team said, gave me the nudge. Go ahead, sit in front of the camera, see what comes out. I don't know about you. I don't know where that came from. I think that's from watching. I've been watching Only Murders in the Building, and there's a whole mafia theme. The Godfather, like that. I don't know. Humor. Oh, so many things coming in. And humor, remember, humor is a lighter expression. It is a higher vibration. And through all this absurdity that is playing out in this 3D world, we must be able to return to humor, to lightness, to getting back to, dare I say, a higher perspective. Because down here, we really don't know what's going on. We don't know what the big plan is. No, not that plan. The higher divine plan. So when we find ourselves getting agitated, irritated, frightened, angry, whatever, with what's going on here, it's important to reel ourselves back in with love and compassion, come back into neutrality, hook ourselves back up to the divine, to our higher selves, to our spirit team, connecting ourselves, hooking up with Mother Earth, so we're connected as above, so below. Come back into peace. And, perhaps from that place we will be able to get a different vantage point, a different viewpoint, perception of something greater playing out. Because I know I'm not gonna lie, I am struggling. I am, I go into the very frustration, the very anger, the very frightening stuff of this human thing of like, oh my God, humor is being censored. Oh my God, and then coming back into the images of, remember, it was the court jester. It was the jester who was always able to convey the truth through jest, through humor. And oftentimes it was also the court jester who would be able to communicate with the king, the royalty, whatever. But or whatever. I know it's a stretch to find the humor, but I encourage each one of us to come back to the place of neutrality, of compassionate detachment, and raise our vibration through humor, through love, through forgiveness, through compassion through focusing on what we're grateful for. And I literally had to do that a couple of times yesterday when I just started going there, and I did. I'm being honest with you here. I did. I had to stop myself gently, compassionately, and sometimes you just have to say to yourself, "Stop it! Just stop it!" And I go, "Oh yeah, okay, thank you." Like, what is it? Cher in Moonstruck? Boom! Snap out of it! Snap out of it. And bring yourself back. And I did that, and then I just was, okay, what do I do? What do I do? And simultaneously, I focused on what I was grateful for. I started to create my little, I am grateful for my breath. I am grateful for my body. I am grateful for my pets. I am grateful for my beloved. I am grateful, and it's shifting my focus while breathing, deep breathing, and connecting myself, making sure I'm connected to the earth. I set down the roots of my grounding, and then I connected with my higher self, my higher wisdom, connected to the cosmos. And while focusing on that which I was grateful for, I then focused on my energy. And I literally went through each chakra, visualizing the color like a gemstone. I went through, okay, here's my root chakra, red, balanced, stabilized, okay. Into the second chakra, orange, balanced, stabilized, in alignment. Third chakra, solar plexus, yellow, okay. My identity, my power, my chi, yes. Bright yellow, good. And I came up to my heart, green, that beautiful emerald green, and asked it to come into alignment, balanced, stabilized. And then high heart, pink, balanced, stabilized, in alignment. Throat, sky blue, balanced, stabilized, in alignment. Then came up to my third eye, indigo blue, starry, starry night. Balanced, stabilized, in alignment. And of course, the seventh chakra, the violet, purple, balanced, stabilized, all in alignment. And then soul star, that's silver, platinum, earth star, brown. And then I just literally visualized bringing them all into alignment, shimmering like little gold, like gemstones, balanced, stabilized in the present moment, focusing on the love and the gratitude. And that brought me back to a place of stability. That brought me back to the calm, where then it did allow me to, at least momentarily, come out of my emotions and all my feelings of outrage and injustice, and this isn't fair, and the temper tantrum that I wanted to have, and to come back and go, trust. Trusting that there is a divine plan in place, and that is what is playing out. And it doesn't do anyone any good for me to go down and play in the sandbox of outrage and shame and temper tantrum and war and all that, but lift myself back up into the place of neutrality and ask for guidance, ask for clarity. And from the place of balance and clarity and humanity, then we will know what right action is. So I guess I was just meant to share all that with you to kind of guide you through what my process has been, or at least was yesterday and is today. Every time I find myself going in there, I disengage, bring in my compassion for myself. Don't go into judgment, because hello, we are humans on this planet. Go into compassion. I forgive myself for judging myself, etc. What is the greater perspective that I can take, and the healing? Remember, because we are in the throes of healing and unifying our shadow with the light, bringing this forward so that we may heal and apply compassion and love and integration of the wisdom from those life experiences that we have labeled as shadow, to assimilate the wisdom and the learning of that experience and those experiences in order to transmute them. They're in our face right now, and remember, it is not comfortable. And sometimes it's really necessary to remember that truth is not always comfortable. But truth is. Truth prevails. And no, it's not comfortable sometimes. The truth is coming to light. And no, it is not comfortable. And the images, and this is not a reflection on any beautiful souls here, but the image that came in was, when you flip up the light and all the cockroaches go hiding into the crevices again, into the dark. But there's so much light now that it cannot be hidden. It must be seen and healed with compassion, with love. And no, people are not cockroaches. And I do not mean that way. That was just the image that came in. It's just like when we are in that dark place, how when this light, even in the morning, or if you've been in meditation, someone flips on the light, go, oh, too bright. It takes a while to adjust. That's what's going on for a lot of people, a lot of beautiful souls, and a lot of beautiful souls who don't know that they're beautiful light. But as the light is getting flicked on, the tendency is to want to stay in the dark, because that's what was comfortable. And it takes a while for the eyes to adjust to the new level of lightness. Because light is being poured on us. We are being so beautifully supported by the cosmos, galactic beings, celestial beings, light codes, whatever you want to call it all. We are being beautifully supported, and light is being poured onto our beautiful earth, and we are receiving it. There is the great attempt and great thought and compassion of allowing it to come in at a rate that is a little bit easier to bring in for us to assimilate. It's still coming in, but remember, there are a lot of people who are not acclimated at all. And for that, it's a blinding thing. it's a shut your eyes and I'm just going to stay in here. And that's okay. But have compassion for that. Take your time and be gentle and compassionate with yourself as you assimilate to all the new information, to all the new downloads, all the light. For that negativity, that darkness is being exposed to an even greater degree. And it has to become so undeniable, so blatant, so shocking for people to snap out of it. And that's what's going on, I think. I don't know that for sure. That is probably just my opinion, because that was, that was me, Dee Dee, coming in with her opinion on it. But it is a huge, huge wake-up call, and nothing to fear. Because what is transpiring for the upliftment and enlightenment of all. So stay grounded, stay connected, go outside and be with Mother Earth. Because as these light codes in, as all this comes in, you need to be connected to Earth to allow yourself to assimilate the new energies, to ground, to anchor in the new light waves that are appearing, that are showing up, that we are being blessed with. Different things coming in right now, and of course, we don't know anything. But that's, again, take everything at face value and then discern it for yourself. We all, as individuals, need to tap into our own source. I mean, the source it's one source, one force. Tap into the source, but get your own information and then check it out inside to trust, for the trust level, for the truth level. But we have to be our own, okay, that was interesting, because we have to be our own gurus. And they're really, gurus don't really have a place right now anymore, because we are our own direct connection to source, to God, to love, to whatever, and it's actually probably in here. No one else can do it for you. No one else is going to connect it for you. No one else is going to feed you the information for you. You have to take responsibility and accountability to do it for yourself. And then it's great if, as you are tapping in, it's always really lovely to check and say, oh, okay, so that person is getting that too. Oh, that is too. It's just kind of nice and validating, but you don't need it. Because this is really a time for us to get very, very secure. Interesting. The words that came in is getting very secure in our unknowing. Get secure in not knowing, but trusting No, don't trust external. It's trusting in here, trusting the divine, having faith in something greater than what we can possibly in our 3D, in our human bodies. Even though, we are changing, we're still not at a certain level to be able to see what's truly playing out. But we have to be able to connect so securely, and of course with flexibility, but so securely that we can trust our intuition, trust the information that comes in, check it out and discern it if it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then simply say, thank you so much for that information. I send you back to source. Or, I send you back. But we all are having this tendency we want to have somebody else figure it out for us. I know I do. We want someone else to do it. There is no one else outside of ourselves to do it for us. We have to do the work. We have to come into the alignment of the energies that we wish to create. It is up to us as single sovereign beings, who then in our sovereignty and in our connection as above, so below, as within, so without, we then recognize the oneness and the unity that can then manifest and create the new earth. Above everything else, do not give in to fear. Don't go there. Or if you went there, come back. Come back to the safety, the security of being grounded and centered with Mother Earth and the divine. Lot going on. Just a lot going on. And it is perfectly okay to just come back and just be with yourself. It's really, really people-y. Remember that we're all one. Just please keep remembering that each one of us, each being on this planet has the spark of divinity. And when you recognize that divinity in another, it will lead to compassion. That is not easy to do. Again, yesterday and all this, because what is playing out is so divisive, and it is meant to keep us divided. It is meant to separate us into different camps of separateness and the illusion. But remember, just like the astronauts who go away for months at a time, where they call it the overview effect, going away and then being able to hone in on this beautiful little tiny planet called Earth, and that little blue field around it, that recognition of, oh my goodness, we really are on this little on this planetary, what do you want to call it, spaceship. It's not a spaceship, I know it's not, but we're on this planetary unit, and we think we're divided, but we really are all together. We really are. It is each one of our responsibilities to take care of Mother Earth and to recognize that when you look at Earth, there are no divisions, there are no lines that create separateness. That is our illusion. That is what we have created. And it doesn't really exist. When we choose to not see those separations anymore, we can come into one with this tiny little, I know I keep putting it there, but maybe it's only here, this tiny little place which is our beloved earth. We are tiny in comparison to the universe, and yet we are very beloved. We are being protected, and we are being guided. And the sooner we can come to terms in recognizing that we must cease this going into tribal mind in separate camps and coming back into a place of alignment and sovereignty, that is when Mother Earth and all of us who are blessed to be creatures on this beautiful planet, we will come into one, and that is where the true power lies. The illusion is the lie that we are anything except love. I'll leave it at that for right now. Starseed Oracle said it wants to speak. Okay. So, for the highest, greatest good, and of course, entertainment, inspirational, purposes only. I can't remember the other word I usually use. Anyway, please feel free to like, subscribe, share. Let's see what the Starseed Oracle has to say. As we prepare for the partial solar eclipse, solar eclipse, and the autumnal equinox, at least here in the United States. But there's the equinox and all those energies. And what do you have? You have Three-Eye Atlas, and I forget the name, Star R2. There's another one. A lot of, a smile just came to my face of benevolent, loving energies will be are presenting themselves and will blanket the universe, be blanketing Mother Earth. So what we do in preparation is come into love and continue to open our heart, continue to, with compassion and love, to become aware and heal the shadow aspects within, to elevate our level of compassion and ability to view others with love and compassion. But it starts with ourselves. We must have that love and compassion and forgiveness for ourselves. And the healing, allow the healing, allow the shadow to come into the light. There is no right, there is no wrong. There simply is. And we transmute energies to allow our vibration to become a higher frequency and to attune with all that is the great I am, the one source, one force, the power, God, Goddess, whichever energy, whatever word level you wish. So, okay, so what message? Okay, you. Oh, it's beautiful. Fall into my arms. Surrender. Holding the opposites. the extremes of life. Oh my goodness, wow, is that just so perfect for what we are going through right now? Our mind just cannot comprehend the duality, is struggling with the opposites and being able to accept, to be at peace with that what is. But this is the divine, this is Mother, the great Mother. Mother is saying, just surrender, fall into my arms. The shadow, the light within, holding the opposites, integrating, healing, transmuting. And that was the song that was in my head when I woke up this morning, was Open Arms. And now I come to you with open arms, longing to see what your love means to me. Open arms. It's not a physical love. It's the divine love and opening our arms and the great surrender to what is and trust. Accepting the polar opposites inside of us. And when we are able to accept and love and surrender to the polar opposites that are inside of us, we can then do that for the external world, for others, for we are all one. Oh, I love that. Fall into my arms. See if there are any more that Rebecca Campbell has to say. Says, yeah, great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath. She knows how challenging life can be. That being human can be lonely and it can be confusing. That the polarity and the separation can be excruciating. When your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as good or bad. But we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. Great Mother wants you to know and wants you to hand over your loneliness, your worries, your hurt, your sorrows, your fears, your burdens, your doubts. Lay them at her altar. Fall fully into her arms. Remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I have truly lived. Say that I am ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the great Mother's altar, and I fall completely into her arms. Trust and surrender. is powerful. That is what we are being called to do right now. Completely come into the trust. Fall into the loving arms of divine surrender to that which is greater than we can possibly comprehend at this moment. Trust. And in order to trust, we must be grounded. We must connect to Mother Earth, connect to the cosmic, and remain as much as we can neutral in this place of compassionate detachment, seeing through the eyes of our soul. Words that are coming in are, yes, my beloved, I know it is challenging, it is tough right now for your gentle hearts. Trust that all is playing out for the greatest good. Trust that you are protective, divinely protected and loved. Be at peace. Be at one with all that is. Surrender the need to control, surrender the need to know what, just surrender the need to control the outcome. Trust. And have faith. Open arms, open heart. We trust in the divine presence in all of us to lead us in the right direction. That's all. I'm going to call that it for right now. Be true to you, nurture yourself. Take care of yourself. You are precious. You are divine. You are a divine spark of light, radiating your love and joy to all. But you must fill yourself up first and give of the overflow. The divine spark in me recognizes the divine spark in you. So it is, beloveds, so it is. Namaste.